What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Switch Podcast. I am your host, Keywan Humphreys. We've experimented a little bit with the shorter videos, but now we are back with a longer style video. And y'all see the title, man. We are talking about the Philadelphia 76ers today. This is not a video where I have a bunch of stats for y'all. This is just me telling y'all what's on my mind when it comes to this team. And the biggest thing that comes to my mind is that or maybe if you're watching and you weren't a believer, I will say I was incredibly naive when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers this season. I dropped a video over the summer when Paul George was traded to the 70s, or when Paul George signed with the 76ers. And I talked about how this was going to be a big move and how they essentially replaced Tobias Harris with Paul George, which is a massive upgrade, and how this team is a threat to win the Western Conference. The problem was I was doing simple math. I was doing simple addition when the question was a calculus equation, because there was so much more behind this team being successful than just the guys they had, the names they had in the locker room and on the roster. The injuries for the Philadelphia 76ers, the season's not over, but I believe it has already killed their season. The 76ers are currently 2-12 on the season. They play again tonight. Tonight there will be no Tyrese Maxey. There will be no Paul George. And for a second, they were saying that Joel Embiid wasn't even going to play, but they say he will be active tonight when they face the Brooklyn Nets in another NBA Cup game. And that's the story of the team. Injuries. We have yet to see I don't even think we've seen 2 games where all the big three has been together. Paul George got hurt in the preseason. Joel Embiid was load managing before the season even started. Then he came back and got suspended. And then when he came back, Tyrese Maxey got hurt. And, now Tyrese is hurt again. And Paul George recently just hyperextended the same knee he did in the preseason. So he's out for at least a week. And it makes me think, like, man, this team, we've seen it so many times, especially in recent memory. We've seen the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. We're seeing it right now with the Phoenix Suns, even though they're starting out good this season, even they're battling injuries. And we're seeing it again with this trio with Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. The most consistent player on the team right now is rookie Jared McCain, who is actually balling. I think he's the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now, because the last several games that he's got starter minutes with Tyrese Maxey going down, he's been going ballistics. But that's not really what you want. That's not what you wanted to hear at this stage. Your biggest story should not have been Jared McCain. You should be fighting at the top of the East with the Celtics and the Cavs right now, and they're just not doing that. And we know Joel Embiid has a whole issue with being injured at the wrong time. He's battled injuries for his whole NBA career. He missed, I want to say, 3 or 2.5 full seasons at the start of his career. He lost years of his career. Last season, he battled an injury. He missed majority of the second half of the season, came back, played through the playoffs injured. But you bring in Paul George, who, like I said, if you just playing 2K and you cut injuries off, this team is really good. But Paul George also has had injury bugs. He hasn't been able to finish a season for the last several seasons. I believe last year was the most games he's played in years. Paul George he's only played in 1 playoff series since 2021. And that's not a good formula to put beside Joel Embiid, because you have to do so much to try and keep them healthy. And the thing with the NBA, you can't say, okay, we're going to save them for the playoffs. You can't do that, because the NBA is all about continuity. Who's hot at the right time? Who's hot? Who's playing the best basketball at the right time? And if you're not on the court together, there's no way that you'd be playing the best basketball when it comes time to win those key pivotal playoff series where you got to find a way to beat a team 4 times out of 7 games. I just don't see it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm giving up. I'm giving up on the Philadelphia 76ers. They're 2-12 right now. They're gonna make the playoffs. They should. The East is very weak. A lot of teams at the top are not really that good. So if they stay healthy, which is a big if, they should easily make it to the playoffs. But I think once they get there, they're going to be once again a first round. They may make it to the second round, but I think they'll once again be a first round exit. Philadelphia 76ers fans, I'm sorry that if this video was not what you wanted to hear at all. I'm sorry, but leave in the comment section. Try to convince me, or convince yourselves if y'all think this 76ers team can turn it around and make a push for an NBA title, because that's you don't make a move for Paul George not to win an NBA title. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share with y'all folks. Until next time, we out of here. Yeah.